many younger viewers who have grown up only on a diet of T20 cricket won't quite understand what we're going on about test match lengths, but you have to sort of appreciate the game to know what it is that makes Bumrah special.
No, absolutely. And, very rarely do you find players who work across all three formats. I mean, Virat Kohli is one of the few who you look across and say that maybe he plays all three formats brilliantly. In bowling, there are very few at his level. I mean, like Rashid Khan is a very ordinary test bowler, with all due respects to him at this point in time in his career. But Bumrah is just all three formats. He's just so good. And today I almost felt as if, by giving him the ball only in the 9th over, they were like, just giving him the little bit there's this great Indian word for it, which I'll translate for Polly. It's called chubby, just key him up a little bit. And after that, he bowled that 12th over. It was the over from hell. It's a kind of over which as a batsman you look at and say, what could I have done? And to add to that, he had an LBW decision go his way, which could have gotten either way. But he was so good. He was so amazingly good in that over.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a Hindi lesson for you, Shaun. First Main Hoon Na and now Chabi. But I'm surprised you wouldn't have heard that term yet, being around that Mumbai dugout by now.
I've heard Chabi. I've heard Chabi being mentioned before. And as long as someone's not saying chubby, because we don't want to be chubby in our terms. But I have heard that one mentioned before.
Yeah, there's a subtle difference. It is nothing chubby about Jasprit Bumrah's performance. What a performance it's been all season. The consistency we talked about. And as you can look at, just a handful of times where his economy goes above 10. But everywhere else, it's discipline, it's wickets, and it doesn't finish there. The last few games you can see against Bangalore, 3 for 14, 3 for 17 is today's figures, and a couple of more 4 hauls against Punjab and Chennai. So the one word you can think of apart from brilliance is consistency, Shaun.
Yeah, he has been. And I think if you look at those, even that chart, you'll see in the early games, there was a couple of games where he went for over 10 and over. And if I remember, I think there was at least 2 or 3 of them where he had almost bowled 3 overs, 1 for 10 or something, and came back and got taken apart. I think Cummins got hold of him in 1 over at the back end. So there are a couple of examples where that was probably due to the fact that maybe a little bit rusty at delivering the death overs. So, it's easy to go get into your length. But ever since he had that one good super over, he's been spot on at the back end of the innings as well. So, it's nice to have people who are that reliable in a team unit. And that's what Mumbai has got. It's a very fortunate situation for them to be in. But he is a world-class performer. And as I said, you can ask him to have an impact. Some games or some teams, you get the gist that if a team gets on top of them, that's it. Basically, they're done. There's nothing they can do. Whereas Mumbai has always got Bumrah. And even when a partnership forms, bring him in. You never know. He could be the one who turns things on its head. So, yeah, very fortunate, very class player.